Yeah, so let's all get started now. Let me formally welcome each one of you to this, to yet another session of this series of parenting events that we've been doing. And as all of you know, our endeavor has been to bring back joy in parenting, right? And we've been conducting sessions on various topics that have been concerns or challenges of all of you, the working parents. Today, we have a very interesting topic, very relevant to current scenario, and that is about online schooling and the challenges around that. I can actually virtually hear a sigh of relief from a lot of you, because I know this thing is being a big concern for a lot of working parents. Online schooling, managing your work and giving time to your children around that, and getting acclimatized, the children acclimatized to this new mode of schooling for them, and then of course meeting the challenge around them. As always, we have Prabhat Mandal with us. Prabhat, who's a parenting expert and coach. He's had years of experience into handling children of all ages, and we've been having wonderful sessions with him. So I'll not hold this anymore and bring in Prabhat. Prabhat, can you hear me?
Yes, Samira, I can hear you. Can you all hear?
Welcome, Prabhat. So we are all excited. You're touching upon the current, the most sought out of challenge as of today.
All right. So good evening, everybody. Hope all of you are doing well, staying healthy and safe. While we are staying healthy and safe, there are challenges that creep in. Challenges are, those beings, nobody can stop. They just get in. They just get in. Even if you close the door, they get in. So, well, jokes aside, challenges are always there. I'm really feeling very excited today, this evening, about the topic, because I'm also a parent like you. Not that I don't face these challenges. So I was also facing these challenges in last several weeks, and I was wondering what else can I do? What else can I bring in so that I feel more relaxed? And today's session is out of those, what experiments I did and some success I got. And I had a lot of conversation with my children, my wife. So all those feed into today's session. Okay, so feeling excited? Give me some yes.
Yes.
All right, but that yes was not very excited, huh? All right.
There's one request that I want to make, Prabhat, to everybody who's joined in. Please make these sessions a lot more interactive, so that we all can make the best out of it. I know Prabhat or all of us here, it will really help if everybody is involved. Plus, one thing before I move out and have this on with Prabhat, we also have a WhatsApp group. Not many of you know that we do these sessions every month. Parenting session happens once in a month. But in between the sessions, if there are any challenges that you want to come back to Prabhat with, then you have a WhatsApp group to join in. That's called the Parenting Hi-Fi group. That is a kind of hand-holding we do for you between the sessions. From this session to the next, if you have any questions at all, then Prabhat will be there to answer and address and help you with those challenges. So please do join in. My colleague will pass out, send you the details about the link and how you can join it and everything. So Prabhat, please, let's get started.
Fantastic. So thank you, Samina. All right. Without further ado, let me share my screen and bring in my mind map. One of my favorite ways of, running sessions or thinking also. I think in terms of mind maps. Can you all see my screen? If one or two yes, that will give me confirmation.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. So this is the topic, online school for children. The topic is not online schooling is valid or what are the problems, this, that. There are a lot of debates and discussions going on. I'm not touching there. I'm coming from a stand that it is there. Okay. Online schooling is on, or our children are attending it. So Parents are facing difficulties or challenges, children are facing challenges. Now, how do we deal with those challenges? Not necessarily solve everything, but dealing with them is very essential, because if you don't deal with them, then they come and bite you. Okay, so let's start looking into a little more detail. That shows there are 4 things we are going to talk about in 4 steps. So let's take in first step. Okay, what is it now? How is it today? Okay, so let me share what was happening with me. So my children attended. You can hear these noises. No, my children are so noisy. Okay, so my children were attending online classes. They are twin boys of 6.5 years. So in the beginning, there were sessions of about 30 to 45 minutes. Test run was going on. And I used to make them sit in front of one laptop, both of them side by side. So that had its own challenges. They started pushing each other. I am not visible there, you're visible more there. And all these kind of challenges came. And then I had to sit there. So for whatever half an hour, then I had to prepare 15 minutes in advance. And after that 15 minutes, they'll keep exploring. So 1 hour is to go in that invariably in the beginning. And I said, no, that doesn't work. So I said, okay, you sit in two different places. So I put my laptop and my wife's laptop in 2 different rooms, and they sit in front of these 2 laptops separately now. Now, another set of challenges started. Okay, I cannot sit at both the places at a time. Okay, and my wife said that, somebody has to look after the home also. So cooking is needed, cleaning is needed. I said, yeah, I also have some things to take care there. Now, if you start sitting along with them, it becomes a big binding for me. And if I'm sitting there, perhaps most of the time, children are not free also. So what I observed there, let me just share up front here. So some of the challenges that I face here is, so what was happening? So these things were happening. If I say, children, after some time they said, Papa, we don't want to join the online classes. I said, what happened? It's very boring. Okay, how many of you hear that from your children? Hey, it is very boring. Right? Some other times they say, and this is what I observed, they don't pay attention. Teacher is talking and everybody is participating, but my children are like, they look at this, they pick up something, and they make faces on the screen. So a lot of these things they're not paying attention to what's happening. It used to bother me a lot. If I sit next to them, I used to be like, what is this happening? And a huge amount of temper rise used to happen. I was wondering, no, this is not the way. This is not my natural self. What's happening? Something is wrong. Something is wrong happening there. Okay. What else was happening? So they were not even participative. If they ask any question, they're like, Mom. Okay. They are talking. Why should I talk? I don't need to. So no participation. Okay. Then some more like, after some time, the length of the session increased from 30 minutes to 45 minutes to 60 minutes. And then next day I hear, did you do all the assignments? I used to ask them, what was the assignment? They said, no, you don't remember. So I started asking them in the afternoon, okay, what's the assignment? They said, we don't remember. Done. Now, this was the challenge, like children don't remember assignments. So I requested the school, can you send the copy to us also? So some of the things they do send, but some of the things that happened during the session to explore that was very difficult to document. So, and it was not possible for me to sit all the days every day. So that was another problem that started happening. And then this was a big menace. They started playing with the device. They start learning. They started playing with smileys. They started doing fiddling with these, and mute unmute was like game. Okay, mute for no reason. They are doing mute unmute all the time. Video, switch on, switch off. They're having fun with it. Okay, a lot of it. So, and then some mischief started. So They make faces there, they disturb, they make noise. Um, they sometimes, if everybody is, say somebody is reading, a teacher is reading the book, everybody is listening. So these go and make faces and everybody start distracted and laugh. And teacher also is after, okay, can you all switch off the video? If they switch on video, then you can't imagine what they are doing. Okay. So all these mischiefs were happening. And then this was the challenge, that I didn't have enough time all the days to sit next to both the children. How can I do that? One, maybe I'll be able to sit and do some of my work also, but then that hampers their attention. They feel like somebody is sitting on their head. Now, you may be facing more than this also. So do you want to add something to this? Anybody? Are you experiencing more than this? Okay. So I take it no more than this. Okay. So I'm seeing some messages in the chat. So child doesn't want to join the video. Yeah, 18 months child yet to face. Dancing around, yes. That's why I was wondering, I was telling what not they do, and then you can't even imagine what they are doing. And they are on my table, so they start picking up things from my table. This is Papa's pen, so can I open it? And when I come here, I see a spring of my pen is missing. I said, where did the spring go? Well, Papa, I was doing it. It's went somewhere. If you sit here, then you spoil. And then you open more windows like YouTube and other things. So becomes a big menace. Okay. Weird messages. Yeah. What happened in one of the sessions, I remember, one of the elder kids started using private messages, and by mistake, it went to the teacher. Okay. Teacher came to know, and immediately those children were taken to task, like what? So all these mischiefs also happen, and whatnot, and the list can go endless. So this is what we are facing. Now, point is not that how do we solve each one of them, but this does more than that. So what's the impact of these? Okay. So how does it impact us? If children are doing this, how it is impacting me? So it was impacting key, a child was getting irritated because I was irritated. the way they were, doing all these mischiefs, I was irritated. So that gets transferred to the child. What is this happening? In the school, we were very free. Why people are sitting on my head here? We used to do all these games there also. I said, okay. So my irritation was getting transferred to them. Okay. And then well, why I say potential loss of time for the child, again, this is in my mind. I don't know if it's there in the child's mind or not. I have no idea. Maybe yes, maybe no. But in my mind, certainly it is there. There may be a loss of time, and 3-year child is not interested to sit, move around, absolutely, and because of that impact, all these anger, irritation, stress levels are rising. Again, morning online class, that becomes a stressful thing to manage. On time, I have to manage 2 laptops to switch on, make them sit, or they sit at one place, instruct, don't no mischiefs, all these things. And then they look at me, yes, Papa, no mischiefs. They know only at one place I can be there. I could see that mischievous smile on their face. Right? And then all these started impacting the health. And in today's time, health impact is one of the worst impact right now. That we cannot afford to let the health get impacted, right? And even though my wife was not here, it was impacting her also, because everybody is angry, irritated. So everybody at home will get angry, irritated. So it creeps in and disturbs the whole life at home, right? So it is not only child is missing some lesson. In fact, the whole life at home gets impacted. That's a much larger loss. Lesson can be filled in. Children can do some study. You can sit with children. That can be covered. It's not big impact. But all these things, relationships getting impacted, you becoming irritated, your work getting impacted, then your team will get impacted. It go in cascading. So I want to draw your attention there. Okay, impact is really huge. Okay, so are you all with me? Are you also experiencing this impact with yourself? Smaller children may not be. 3-year children, they don't want to sit down there. But yeah, for larger number of children, I'm sure you're also. So yes, a lot of yeses are. I'm seeing it here. Yeah, right. Then let's look at the next topic. So what's possible if it continues like this? If I don't do anything, the impact will be like that. And then what I saw for myself, what is possible is, how do I see myself? I started seeing myself like, being a parenting coach, my children are dealing all these kind of things, and I'm being a coach and I'm getting disturbed. What is this? My whole confidence started shaking. I was wondering like, no, that is not the way. Something fundamentally I'm doing, something fundamental mistake I'm doing it. I needed to look at that root. So I took a step back. So this is where I saw, if I continue this fundamental mistake, then I'll continue looking at myself as a, my confidence will going more deteriorating. I can, deal with parents and other people also. And life goes on, by the way. Children move on, every day passes on and next day will come. It's not that life stops. This is only one aspect of life. There are other aspects. After the session, I move on to my work and home chores and go on. Another day, same thing repeats, but that's what is happening. Okay. Now, if I don't do anything, something very drastic, then this will continue. I may put these things under the carpet. Okay, let it be. I have bigger worries to take care of. Okay. I have my project to move on. I have my clients to take care of them. I have home to take care of it. There are a lot of other aspects. So, okay, let it go. Ek saal ki baat hai. Maybe few more months, we'll see. Big deal what will happen. Okay. But impact is much bigger. Okay. This is the question I ask myself. Okay, what is missing? Okay, missing doesn't mean what is wrong. Okay, or what's my mistake. But something is missing. I'll give you an example. All of us eat food, and sometimes we don't get that joy from that food. Something is missing in that. Okay, what could be missing if you're not enjoying the food properly? What could be missing? This is one of the very easy topics all of us connect with. So I'm asking you, if you're not enjoying the food, what could be missing? Yeah, the taste. Yeah, okay. Maybe the taste is missing. Maybe you're not hungry. The hunger itself is missing. Right? Or some spices may be missing. Maybe salt is missing. Maybe some more spices. So what I'm trying to bring in here is they're not necessarily wrong. But if you bring that in, that makes a huge amount of difference. Say, for instance, I got some food and I say, okay, something is missing. I went into the kitchen, get some spice powder and sprinkle over it and start eating. Now that was not the regular ingredient for that dish, but I brought in, and then that became fantastic. Like I gave it to my children also. They also said, Papa, this became a new dish. Let's eat. I said, great. Now that's the example I'm trying to bring in. It's not necessarily something is wrong, but if what's missing in the sense, like what is that you can bring in so that the whole experience changes. Okay, not necessarily very related, but it could be unrelated thing also. But if you can bring that in, and the experience changes, then that is the way forward. I didn't solve any problem. I just brought something new, and then that happened. Now I started analyzing my situation with this. Okay, what was it? So I started looking at it. Okay, my children are 6.5 years. They want to play with the device. They want to play with, they will make faces. We can't do anything about it because they might be doing in the school also. And who stops them? If teacher is fine, why should I bother about it? I also noticed that the potential loss of time or the lesson, no, they're not losing. They remember everything and they get it. They understand. If that situation comes in somewhere else, they say that, my school teacher told like this. I said, oh, you pay attention there also? It was a pleasant surprise for me. You pay attention, you remember. So why was I worried unnecessarily? So all these things started coming in at a fundamental level. Then I said, what's happening? I said, okay, I look at myself, I'm getting angry, I'm getting irritated. And I look at it as like, okay, being a coach, I'm not able to do things. Very bad thing for me. So what do I bring in? So if everything goes fine, how would I be? I'll be very confident. I am very confident if they pay attention and they do everything fine. They don't make noises. They don't make faces. They remember things. I'm a happy parent, a very happy parent, and I am very light-hearted, joyful all the time. All these things started looking at coming, and then I look at myself. Wow, great, Prabhat, you are doing great, and I am feeling very confident. So I'm confident parent. I'm a peaceful parent. Okay, that peace of mind is there, and I'm joyful all the time. Now I was wondering, what stops me from being peaceful and joyful all the time? Just because they make faces on the screen? Just because they go and press some buttons and play with some smileys and make some faces? Why should I lose my peace? Right? And then I said, okay, fine. I told my children, look, I was actually getting angry. So for these many days and irritated, you saw me stopping you, instructing you, hey, pay attention, this, that. I was doing it, but I was very disturbed. So now on, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be very peaceful and happy. You want to play there, you play there. Okay. Now I also started looking at it. What is that more I can do? What more I can do? I said, okay, you want to play with it? I was having a difficulty. How do I set two computers at a time, that too on time? So I said, okay, would you like to learn how to join the meeting yourself? And both of their eyes were lit bright. Yes, yes, we want to do that. Show us. So I showed them, they use Zoom for their classes. So I showed them the Zoom meeting ID and the password and the steps to do that. They were totally thrilled. To my surprise, they remember the meeting ID, they remember the password, everything, they remember it now. So with their closed eyes also, they can simply tell, okay, this is what the password and this is what the meeting ID is. And they were very happy about it. So now I say, okay, this is the laptop, Zoom app, this is open, sit and you enter yourself. I may just keep doing some of my work. If you face any difficulty, let me know. Now they're very happy. Papa allowed us to do something on their own. They're very happy about it. I'm also peaceful. They are taking care of it. And they do take care of it. Okay. Second, I realized I was worried that they are playing with things here and there. Now, after some time, I noticed, how many of you know using Zoom, the temporary unmute? How many of you know how to temporarily unmute? Okay. Not press the mute unmute icon, but there is a button. If you press the space bar, then that unmutes you temporarily. Right, the space bar, yeah. We know because we would have explored it. I was surprised my children also know it. I didn't teach them. And they realized, they figured out, Papa, if you do that, it unmutes and you can talk. I was like, okay. So I was very happy that they're able to unearth a lot of hidden things, which I would not expect them to do that. I couldn't even believe they could do that. Now that was a matter of big happiness. Ki, oh, so you're learning also. Okay, play. What will happen? So I prepared myself for the worst. Okay, what's the worst? They may lose the lesson, which they are not. Is it a waste of time? No, it is not. They are learning far more than I am imagining. Okay. Am I irritated? No, I'm not anymore. I am peaceful, absolutely peaceful and happy. So I am happy. Children are happy. I'm not stopping them in between here and there. And slowly their participation went higher. They started participating now because I am not sitting around. So sometimes I come to take things here and there. I see their hands rising, and then they're discussing, they're doing some activities also. They're doing. So I see, okay, enough participation happening. If I sit there, they become silent. So I said, okay, that's also gone. And what did I do? I just became happy myself. I didn't solve any problem there. You see that? Now, how many of you are able to resonate with me? Are you still with me? How many of you see that this could be the missing thing for you? And it could be something different also, but you need to unearth, you need to figure out. Okay, we'll do that in the role play. Okay, now what could be the hurdles? There are several hurdles of doing this also. Okay, the first hurdle, limited time, working parents. So this, we need to really deal with it. I had to work out my schedule. Both me and my wife had to work out our schedule in such a way that we are very effective with it. So our priorities are right. We set our priorities. These are high priority. We'll spend our time only on this, which is non-priority. Put it aside. It doesn't matter right now. At least within limited time, only this much can be done. So we'll do only this much. Okay. So that's we prioritize our activities very clearly there. We have very clear demarcation there now. Okay. Instructions, the instructions from the schools, I hear from many other parents, and sometimes I faced here with my children, the instructions are not engaging. Okay, so I gave a feedback to them, a very simple feedback. Perhaps they are not getting these instructions very clearly. Would you want to elaborate or maybe give a document so that I can read to them or explain them so that I also understand? And how that happened, I can share a small story. So my children got an assignment of coding and decoding, which comes under cryptography. So they should write their name in a certain code, and if somebody gives a code, they should decode and tell that in English. Okay, so they got this assignment. So they said, Papa, there was something very interesting, but I didn't understand it. I said, okay, so let me see what has come in the message. So I opened the document, read it. I looked at it. I said, it's very complicated. Would you understand? 6.5 year children, would they understand? I was not very confident. Okay. Yet I read it to them, explained them. To my surprise, they said, Papa, this was the best thing so far. They spent next 2 hours doing coding and writing everything in code, their name, each other's name, my name, mama's name, address. They started writing good morning, good evening, everything in codes. And they said, Papa, this is amazing. My two surprises. One, I thought they will not understand. They understood it in one go. I said, okay, this is like totally undermining my child because I found it difficult. It may not be same for the child. So I am limiting my child based upon my understanding, which is a big mistake from my side. Okay. Second, if I had not approached the teacher, they would not have taken this step. If I have simply kept blaming, okay, you don't do that, nothing would have happened. I took a step, and that brought that made a big difference there. But this was a hurdle that I could overcome. Okay. Many children have different learning styles. Like whoever some of you have spoken in this group also, and I keep talking about there are different children who are either listeners, or they see things and then learn, or sometimes they do things, or they have very high energy. So especially the third category, which is high energy children, I call them kinesthetic children. The number and percentage of these children are very high in today's era. Okay. Earlier it used to be less, but now it is very high. There's a reason for that. The whole story. I'm not going there right now. But then the whole system is not ready to handle or not trained to handle kinesthetic children who are very high energy. They are termed as they're like they don't listen, they don't sit at one place, notorious children, very naughty children, and even worse, hyperactive children. You know, hyperactive is a disorder, is a psychological disorder. Unless it is diagnosed, I just never approve anybody labeling any child hyperactive. This is just not done. Hyperactivity is a disorder and it's real. Until a psychologist diagnoses and says ki hyperactivity is there, don't term and label your child as hyperactive. Yes, high energy is great. Stay there. Okay, high energy. Now, if the child is high energetic, sitting at one place will not work at all. Okay, so but they have to sit for some time. Like somebody said, 3-year child is not sitting there. Yeah, child is having high energy, and especially in today's time where we are not going out, their energy is not spent. So their residual energy in the body is very high, and they are like visiting here and there. What do? I can't sit at one place, and it's a big problem. Can you imagine putting yourself in that shoes? If you have high energy and made sit at one place, doesn't work. So they are also facing the same energy, the same challenge. Now, how do we help them? So this is a potential hurdle that will come. Okay. And the very simple reason is there is no physical activities. All right. And then children are not able to spend time with their friends. They're always with 2 or 4 faces at home, which is really boring. Huh? They used to say, 30, 40, 50 faces every day. Now they say only 4 faces, which is very boring. Okay. Now, these hurdles are there, some in children, some are in parents. Now we need to solve. We need to overcome these hurdles. Problem happens here itself. First, we don't pay attention. We don't go this deep that, okay, these are my hurdles. Can I identify? Can I resolve? Now, not everybody may be able to resolve all these things on his or her own. Then taking help is very essential. Okay, seek help, essential, because not necessarily the thought will strike you at that time. If somebody helps you, that becomes very handy. You save your time, right? So seeking help is very essential. Seek help. What Ethica has offered, this is an amazing platform for you to seek help. Okay. In pre-COVID era, we used to seek help only for difficulty, but much deeper difficulties. But today, parenting also has gone into a deeper difficulty zone because children are home and every problem is magnified as if you are looking through the microscope, not even a magnifying glass. It's so big now. So seeking help is very important, reaching out for right set of help. And that will help you identify the hurdles and maybe some ideas to get over them. Okay, so this is what is possible. Now we have 25 minutes here. I want to take up one of these and have a conversation with you. Okay, so let me take one challenge here. Say for instance, let's take time. Okay, how we worked with our priorities. Okay, we have limited time. All our working parents here. So who would like to work with me here? Okay. So let's work on how do we solve it? How do we address it? Not solve, address it. Who would like to work with me here live? Any volunteers? Don't worry, I won't bite. Okay. Then I'll choose randomly, okay? Should I go ahead doing that, or you? Let's make good use of it. That'll, because so far I talked about mine. Now I want to get yours and see how you can solve. Okay? Who's coming up?
So Prabhat, hi.
Nobody?
So Prabhat, hi. This is Shraddha here.
Hey, Shraddha. All right.
All right.
So you want to?
So right now, I mean, Samar sits for his classes.
Okay.
Not for his classes, I don't have issues with that. But he is a hyper person that you know.
Okay. So he has not hyper, he's a high energetic child. Okay, high energy child.
Yeah, he's a high energy child, and during lockdown, he has learned many things. It's been beneficial for him. He has learned coding, he has learned flute, he has learned drawing, and many other stuffs. And from morning 8 o'clock till 3:30, he's into the class, and he's enjoying those classes. But after that, he plays a lot of mobile games because he doesn't have friends, right? He can't go out.
Okay, so I know both of you are working also, right? So time is a factor. So let's stay with the topic. So how do we solve that? How do we?
We are not very energetic kind of person like playing cricket or playing doing cycling with them or right. So we cannot match that energy level.
Even if you are, you cannot. That's the point. So even if we are also kinesthetic, we cannot match our children's energy because they are much higher, not one notch higher, they are much higher than us. Okay, so how do we do that? So what really matters? What's high priority for you, and let's identify how do you put things aside and pick things up. So if you are not energetic, you cannot match that. But can we allow them to be energetic? Right? And if Samarth is energetic at home, what will he do?
He comes and hit me 3. He comes and hit his father 5. And then I shout at him, Samarth, please don't beat me. And then after again 5-10 minutes, he'll again come and hit me 3 or 2.
Right. So he's not hitting, okay? He's only playing with you.
Yeah. He's driving my attention.
Absolutely. Now, my children also do something similar, okay? They come and sit on my head, on my shoulder, or if the door is open, if this class, so they come here and then they will take their class, okay? So what I do there, I have a conversation with them and identify, okay, you want to do some free stuff, you want my attention, so here is the time. I give you this time and we will play fully. Fully means fully. So if they were doing the coding decoding activity for there, so I was also doing along with them on my book, and they saw the way I was into their activity, they were very happy. So they come and ask, Papa, so today what time we play? And they come and seek you, okay, can I say hi and then go? So, okay, come and say hi and go. So they do that. Okay. So in my regular workshops also, they come and say hi and go. They say, Papa, can I enter into the meeting for you? I remember the meeting ID and I'll enter the password and then go. I said, okay, you can do that, set things for me. So they started doing all these kind of things and they have fun with that. So what is my priority? Okay, my priority is, okay, work to be done. Who does it? Doesn't matter, as long as it is happening right. So I set my priority, The work is to be done. And they are helping it. Fantastic. So be it. That's how I did it. How about some of you? I know Shraddha, I think, dropped off.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Acha, ye reorganize ho gaya. Okay. So what are the things that you would bring in, and what are the things you will drop?
Yeah, so he helps me in kitchen. He loves cutting vegetables and helping me. He loves seeing some new item in YouTube, and then helping me make a new dish all by himself. So and then he says, "Mama, I have made this dish." So he has the joy of being a cook.
Now, if so, generally hurdles will be ki children will come and make mess, but here you said they getting engaged is more important than cleaning the mess. Right? So that prioritization can help. Like I did with myself. So sometimes children come and say, Papa, can you cook today? I said, why? We want to eat something new today. And whenever you cook something absolutely new. So I take them to kitchen. I said, what are the ingredients you want to put in that food? So they bring in this, these are the things we want in the food. So prepare whatever you want to prepare with that. And I do something with it. Sometimes comes out good. Sometimes, even I have to tolerate that. Okay. So, but they like it. Ki Papa does experiments and they include us, the Papa include us in the experiment. So my priority there is, engaging them is more important than preparing the right dish. Dish comes out well. We can make it eatable some way. But they getting engaged and feeling very proud is for me higher priority. Okay, so that I brought in. Okay, I'll allow children to participate in these, and that shows up in everywhere else because they become relaxed. They express their energy, like Shraddha said. Helping in kitchen and cooking and preparing new dish by themselves. That expresses their energy. And a lot of emotions and feelings. Okay. Any other thoughts? Any other, not only Shraddha, even others also. Any other hurdle that you want to move on with timing on priority basis? That's the idea I'm trying to discuss here.
Yeah. So, Prabhat, this is Avik.
Yes,
am I audible?
Yes, Avik, I can hear you.
Yeah. So one challenge which I found is with this online classes, they are anyways watching the screen for quite a long time, right? And now even after the session also, they keep fiddling around with YouTubes and play games and things like that on computer. So which is actually impacting their eyes and all. So this is this is something they probably thought of bringing this up because this is probably a challenge which most of the parents would be facing.
Absolutely. So I did include it because I wanted it to come from you. I was wondering why it is not coming out. Thank you, Avik, for bringing it. Right. Now, there are two things we have done on this. Okay. I have done at least, and you see what you can do there. One, we started doing a lot of eye exercises. I along with them. Even I am sitting in front of laptop for long hours, so my eyes are also getting strained. So I also do my eye exercises and other exercises and include them. So we do it together 3 to 4 times a day. And it doesn't require special setup. Just wherever you are, just sit and do that. So we do that, and they are into it. So the moment we say eye exercise, all 4 of us, like wherever we are, we start doing that. So that's one thing that we brought in. And second, a simple rule. If I'm not sitting here, once their class is over, laptop is over. Their time is over from there. Okay, so they don't get any more laptop time or mobile time. That's a very clear rule between us. And they have agreed. So how do we solve it? How do we make life more interesting? So yes, I bring in more interesting things. It's like recently I started shooting their own reading activities. So they were reading a lot of books, and they used to say that here we come. Okay. Sorry. All right. That was a surprise. I thought it's locked, but it was not. It's yeah, they look cute, huh? It's a common scenario. Absolutely. So I stopped getting very disturbed because of that. Earlier, I used to be disturbed. Oh, what will other people think? And then I realized everybody's on the same boat. Relax. Just relax. Okay. So what I was talking about, how did we solve to making it more interesting? So they are very deep into reading. So they read a lot of books in different languages. They read books. So I said, if you read the book properly, we'll shoot the video and we'll share with everybody so that if they can at least listen to that book. If they are not able to read the book, they can listen to the book. So it's like, kind of audible scenario, we are creating audio books for people, or rather video books. So they said, wow, that's fantastic. So they started reading books, and that gave me two things. One, a confidence that they are able to read. I didn't know they can read full book or not. They started reading full book. And then they started getting new books. See, Papa, we want to read this book today. Okay, fine. And then I said some of the words they don't know. So they ask, Papa, what is this word? So this happens live there. And then they are fine. I am also fine. So that's a training for me. Ki, how am I relaxed? Even though it is not going the right way. Okay. So my training is happening to stay relaxed. And I'm happy with that. Ki even if they get a word which they don't know, sometimes more. Yesterday they picked up, they bit more than they could chew. So they picked up a book of 30-40 pages, a comics, which has much more content to read. So he read for 35 minutes, yet 10 pages was left. He said, Papa, now I cannot read further. I'm tired. I said, okay, leave it. Now all these things started happening that become more interesting for them than watching something on the YouTube. Me or my wife, whatever time we get, we engage with them in a very intense way. Even if it is half an hour, even if it is 1 hour, we get at least 1.5 hour, certainly. But we engage very intensely there, doing different kind of things, doing exercises, funny exercises, new invented exercises, and all different kind of games. So that keeps gadgets out. So Avik, for screen time limited, making it limited, that's the solution we have used. Now, can you all do it on your own all the time? Maybe yes, maybe no. When you're not able to do, reach out. That's more important. Then you'll get more ideas. Okay. So Avik, is it giving you some ideas to think about, if not solution?
Yeah. So regarding that, I think we have tried another option like having living crafts. So we get a lot of things when children can cut and make things on their own. So we have tried that, but again, as you know, they're not very patient. So after doing it for some time, they will get fed up with that, and they'll try to switch to another activity. So that's the thing which comes up.
So you need to find at least many such activities. Like I'll give you some of the activities that I have engaged my children in other than this. Okay. So we started composting at home. So our kitchen waste going out of home has become zero. So we put everything in the compost bin, especially the green waste. And children are directly involved there. They look at it, mixing it, that all this that they are doing, and they are having fun. Wow, this is becoming compost. And second, we should have some plants also. So we started doing kitchen gardening. So we started growing tomatoes and different other leaves and vegetables. We grew capsicum, groundnuts, whatnot. A lot of things we have grown in our balcony garden. So they are fully involved in those areas. And when these things happen, a lot of insects they are able to see. They are engaged with insects also there. So insects, composting, different fly. When composting is there, different flies and larvas and things start coming out. So those things also are there. And then I engage them in cleaning the home. So I say, okay, take the vacuum cleaner and then go vacuum this room and you do this room. They are like super happy with that, super happy. They don't want laptop or mobile with that. They say, okay, give me the vacuum cleaner, I'll go and clean that. So they are far better things than screen, right? And you have to find more. You have to find more because they'll grow up out of this very quickly. Okay, so yeah. Any other thoughts, questions on these? Or else I'll have a last one point there. Okay. So if I say going forward, what's possible? So something was there in the chat. No. Okay. So going forward, as Samina mentioned right in the beginning, so there is a WhatsApp group. Arshia, can you put in the chat window? She'll put it. Okay. And
Yes.
if you really want to reach out, sometimes it's not possible for you to express in the group. Keep the number and reach out, but please message first. Don't call because it becomes overwhelming for me. Message, will set up time. And if you come through the group, that becomes all the more convenient. I know it's coming from Ethika group, the attention goes on priority. Okay. So that's why it's important for you to get into the WhatsApp group. All right. So that's going forward. But the point I'm trying to bring in here is reach out for help. Seek help. It's very important. Okay. I'll put the number in the chat window also. So Jonah is saying, what do we do for 18-month kid? He prefers to listen to his rhyme, and after listening to same rhyme 6, 7 flashcards. Yeah, a lot of, you have to try different things. You can't believe 6.5 children, I still use flashcards with them and they see. It's just that I use different languages and then I bring in many other things. So they have authored also. So they bring in those kind of things. Ki, Papa, can we collect these things and create a new book? So those kind of thoughts are very, very thrilling for them. And they come and sit with me. Can we do this? Can we put these things together? There's some drawing and they say, so they have collected content for 3-4 more books. It's there on my table. So it's waiting there. But these things engage them. So Joanna, so 18 months baby, yeah, what you're doing is continue doing it in engaging in different ways. And you have to find new ways also there. Same thing. It's like, you know, I'm right now I'm not using other flashcards, but I'm using Hindi flashcards here, and they are like super excited to be able to read Hindi. And then I got today only I got the parcel. Some 50-60 books have come, which they can read. So yeah, you'll wonder 50-60 books. Well, these days. And I could find some of the resources where books are as cheap as like 14 rupees. Okay. My most expensive book was, I think, 75 rupees in that whole lot. 60 books order. The most expensive is 75 rupees. And the cheapest was 14 rupees. So I could get all Hindi books and I'm like thrilled. I'll keep it for a few days and then take it out. I'm thrilled with that. So these are much intense engagement than screen, and they experience it when I read for them. Right. So yeah, try it out. Try it out, some stories and role plays of the story role plays. So when they were 3 years, I remember I told them some story of Ramayana, and both of them became Ram and Lakshman and started doing role plays with that. We are going to Vashish Mahamuni's ashram and whatnot. Today they become Harry Potter and then Ron Weasley, and then they start playing those games. Their magic wand and whatnot. So role plays are another very exciting thing for them. Okay. So are these thinking seeds? I'm not giving solution, but I want you to think. Any questions? How are you? How was the session? Anyone wants to share, or some of you want to share? What did you get from this? And what did you go and apply? Very quickly, huh? Who wants to share? I know, another 2 minutes. People will have schedule. It's already 6 o'clock. Okay. Thanks, Avik. How to engage 4-year child? Yeah, I would like to understand the challenges first, because any solution may go in tangent totally. So Charan, I would like to listen to you more, perhaps. He is more playful. Yeah, he has high energy. You have the clue. Do those activities which requires more energy, like cleaning. Do jhadu pocha, like they'll be super happy with that. Let them do the cleaning of home. Dishes, give it to them. Give it to your 4-year child. He will do dishes. Some of the dishes. Don't give them big ones, but then yeah, they'll have fun. I totally get the Jonah. So, and it requires an environment. And even after 15 years today, sometimes I get trapped in undermining my child. But it needs that either support system or that muscle that you have to build so that you come out on your own. So until you're not able to come out on your own, you have to take support. Okay, so reach out. For me and my wife are each other's support system. So the moment I'm falling trapped to that, she pulls me out. Okay? Don't get there. Right? A mentor always helps. Yes. Anything else? One more minute and we'll wind up. It's already 6:02. Yeah. I'm glad it helps, Joanna. Sharon, certainly try and join the WhatsApp group, and then maybe give some more information. We can discuss it further. All right. Yes. Great, Joanna. So I want you guys to go express also in that group. Don't wait for me to talk or, Ethika team to talk. It's your group. It's your space. Make noise in that. Bring in issues, bring in challenges. Okay, except that forwards. Forwards are unnecessary. Bring in your live challenges. All right, great. So thank you so much for this kind listening. I enjoyed it. I was very excited today when I picked it up, because this is what I have experienced in the last few weeks. I hope my sharing of experience was resonating with you and you could find value with that. And always welcome to reach out. Always welcome. We can talk it out and see how much I can support you further on that. Okay, great. Thank you so much.